What's that? Is it a rifle casing? What the world? Look how sharp it is. It's old, whatever it is. As told in the ancient book of our county, in 1862 Samuel Lack cut down a white oak tree on the farm of Widow Coulter, near a small run that empties into the river about 15 rods above the gravel bar. Its diameter was 3.5 feet. In sawing and splitting the trunk for barrel heads, he discovered a blaze which appears to have been made with a bit of an axe when the diameter is only 10 inches. Between the blaze and the bark were 246 rings of annual growth.
This site in western Pennsylvania was home to two main tribes, the Lenape and Seneca. Most made their villages along the banks of rivers and creeks. Easy access to water and the abundance of wildlife made these areas prime land. It's been estimated that 90% of their day was spent tending crops, planting crops, and scouring the woods for roots and berries, or hunting for meat with bow and arrow or spear. Further, they had no steel. All of their hand tools and weapons were made from stone, rock, flint, or sharpened wood. As the European settlers pushed west into this area, some Native Americans took this as a great opportunity. These newcomers were different in important ways. They brought with them new technologies and goods that Indians valued highly. Indians gradually adopted European woven cloth, copper kettles, and sharp-edged iron tools. In exchange for these items, they gave the Europeans animal pelts, and as time progressed, their land. This exchange set up an economic relationship in which the Indians became dependent on the European trade. Indebtedness to fur traders set in motion other changes, as they sold their land to settle accounts, made war to acquire new supplies of furs, or moved elsewhere to avoid such entanglements with colonial society, thus pushing even further west out of the area. As land became available for European settlers, new settlements arose. Post offices, homes, salt works, among others, were built at a fast rate. This is where we search today.
Welcome. We're heading back into an old site, an old town, and as you can see, I'm biking most of the way in. This spot's about 2 miles in. I didn't want to walk 2 miles in, 2 miles out. Lots of hilly terrain here, but I'm heading into a site that was on an 1860s map. Now, it was gone by 1900. It consisted of a post office, salt works, and lots of other dots on the map. Who knows what they were? Could have been a store, could have been a trading post. Who knows? Yeah, we're gonna see what we can find. Come along. So I made it to the site here. This is actually a cellar hole behind me. We have a rock wall that goes out this way, and you can kind of see over here to my right there's a little bit of a rock wall as well. All we can do is swing in here and hopefully we find something good. Let's go. I got my first signal. It's a 74. Pull you guys out. We're gonna live dig this together just in case it turns out to be something amazing. It could be some junk, who knows. Pretty far back in here, so, but I found junk way back in. I found pull tabs miles back in, so. Sounds good. 74 on a VDI. Nice soft dirt. Don't hear a lot of iron though, so that kind of worries me a little bit. Out of the hole. You got any guesses? 74. Shotgun stamp, head stamp. Could be an early Indian. I don't know. We'll see. Okay. All right. So I know what that is. That is going to be a fired bullet. You can tell it's probably a hollow point the way it opened up, because you can see the roundness here where the base of the bullet would have been, and then on this side it opened up like a mushroom, they call it. So that's what that is. Nothing old, modern bullet. Let's keep going. I'm gonna show you a little bit what's going on here. You can see all these big, I'm not sure what this stuff is, but I mean, if it wasn't for this stuff, this would be amazing swinging in here. I'm breaking it as I go off at the ground. Might get into some good tones up here, so I'm gonna bring the camera up, turn it around, show you what it is. The cellar hole is right behind the camera, and I just popped this thing out here. So that is an old pewter spoon handle, which does date this site. I mean, that could be easily 1700s, likely a mid to early 1800s. It has some writing here on it. I'm gonna try to clean it up and see if we can see what it says. Sean actually found one very similar to this at a home site, quite a bit of ways from here. But anyways, we found some 1830s large cents at that site. Let me clean this up and see if we can get a name off this. Hold on. Okay, so can't really make it out, but you have it looks like a P dot and then a name here, but right there you can see, right at the tip of my finger, you can see there's a maker's mark stamp. I swear I can see a line, but I'm not sure about that. Maybe this was made in Britain or something and brought over with them and then packed up across the Appalachian Mountains and settled here along this river. So very possible that that's the case. This is, again, a very early site. So okay, so I just checked the hole and got the other piece of it here. Oh, that might have been a fork, actually. It's either a spoon or a fork, but that handle would have been back here. And then you have this front section here with possibly a fork or a spoon bowl. Nice, early stuff. All right, guys, I think we did it. I got something really good in a hole. Now, my camera was pretty far away from where I was digging, so I'm gonna show you these first couple finds. I've just been kind of laying them on top of the dirt here, and I was gonna come back and film when I found something good, and I got something good in that hole right there. But let me show you I got something good here too. Let me turn you around and show you what it is. Right here in this hole, I plopped it up out. This piece here I found not too far away. You can hear a train across the creek coming, but anyways, that there's a rimfire old cartridge. It's not a 22, it's much bigger than a 22. I'm not sure what caliber that would have been, maybe some kind of a pistol or something, but you can see there's a rimfire. So that's an older casing there. Now here, a flat button. Now, I tried to see if I could find anything on it, and I can't. You can see the shank there is on the back. It's not pewter. Whoop. It's not pewter. It is copper. It sounded good, but all right, so let's go look at this signal up here. All right, so before I show you this find, right here is the old cellar hole. Now, I do believe from where the site is positioned, I think it's the post office. Now, you can see there's a wall here that comes up to there, and then it goes that way. So I would be in the front yard. You can tell, I mean, this hillside was all been pushed. That's all shale. That's all been pushed down off the hill right at the base of this home site. So it was almost taken out by the heavy machinery. All right, let me show you what this is. All right, so in this hole, I got like a 70. Now, I popped this out and it intrigued me because the back is concave. Now, this is a button, but I think it's a military button. Let's see if we can see it together. Yep, right there. She does have an eagle on her facing to the left. You can see a right wing and a left wing, and then you can see her feet down here is holding some arrows or something on that side. I would imagine this is probably like an 1830s button. I'm really nervous to clean this up, but I'm gonna clean out the back, see if we can get a maker's mark off it, and then I'll try cleaning the front a little bit. I'll come right back. Okay, so there she is, eagle facing to your left. We got a foot down here holding some arrows. I think it's a general service button. I don't see an I or a C or anything in the middle, unless you guys can. I would say, I dug one like this not too long ago. I mean, I believe this would predate the Civil War, probably 1830s to 1860s or so, but I could be wrong about that. And then the back has a maker's mark in it. I can't really make it out. Well, there we go. This is awesome. Military buttons are my favorite buttons to find. Nice eagle button in a hole. Concave. You never know, there might be a silver coin or maybe even a gold coin. 1830s to 1860s, I mean, they would have been handing out some silver and some gold to them old soldiers. So Let's go. Just dug that eagle button, so I want to live dig this with you guys. Oh boy, I hope I can find it. It's right here, 86, 87. That's 83 to 85 from that angle there. Up or out. It's out in the plug. It's old. Got a button. Another button. Nice thick one. Wow. Just a flat button. You can see the shank there on the back. Ooh, got some nice gold gilt on it. I'm not gonna clean that up too much. I'll hit it with some lime juice when I get home. That gold will come out real nice. There you go, another flat button. Yes. All right, so this is an interesting find. This was very, very light. Now, I originally thought this was maybe a 22 caliber shell, but you can see like the top half of it's caved in. I don't know if this is an actual cap for a cap and ball muzzleloader. I don't see anywhere where the edge was struck. It looks like the whole entire top was struck. When it comes to those old cap and balls and stuff, I'm not real familiar with, so you guys will have to comment if that's what that is. It looks like it's got a flat edge right there. I don't think it's broke off. I think that's just the part that would go on the cap, and the hammer would come down and strike it, and it would fire, but that's just a guess. All right, let's go. All right, everybody, I got one really good find and one okay set fire. So the one really good find's in the hole. The not so good find is right, that guy right there. I called him on my way out here, says, hey, I think I got a good spot. He hightailed it after work.
It's a little bit of a hike back in here.
So,
I think I have a piece of a lantern. It's all smashed, but it's my very first tone, very first dig. I just got here, so Jerry's is better than mine. It was actually a lower number.
Yeah, it was a 44, so let's turn you around and show you what it is. All right, so right in here somewhere, I'm not sure where I put it. Oh, there it is right there. It's over outside over here. So this was a 44. Now, it's another button. Somebody hard at work lost this button out here. Oh, I just broke the shank, but it's this very brittle. I'm gonna clean off the front. Hopefully there's something on this one. I have a feeling a 44, it actually might be pewter, but it's got a lot of deposits on it. Yeah, it's gonna be pewter for sure. All right, let me clean this up here a little bit, and then I will come back. I'm sorry, not pewter, but tomback. All right, everybody, so there it is. I thought there was a fleur-de-lis on it, but it's not. It's got this weird, like, crusty deposits on it. It's not coming off. But yeah, it's a tomback button, which makes sense because it was a 44 on our machine. I did break the shank, but that's okay. All right, Sean's digging something over there. Let's go see what he's got. All right, Sean's got a wonky signal over here. It was hitting 99, and I was like, just dig it. Well, he flipped the plug and it sounds even cleaner. So I'm like, I'm going to camera. We're going to live dig this. So anyways,
let's see what it is.
It still sounds deep, Sean.
I thought it was up here.
Yeah, go ahead and see. Oh, maybe it is.
What's that? Oh, what's that?
Is it a rifle casing? What the world?
What is that?
I don't know. Look how sharp it is. It's old, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's not a tip to a sword scabbard, is it?
I don't know. Does it look like it's folded over there to you?
Yeah, it's hollow though, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was made like that.
Yeah, whatever
something.
it is.
It
Almost looks like it has threads in the top.
Nah, it's roots. All right, we need some help on this one, guys. Actually kind of looks like it has some threads in the top end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Huh, that's interesting. Yeah, let us know what that is. It's hollow. I mean, it's brass. So
it's pretty weird.
Dude, that'd be awesome if it was a tip to a sword scabbard, but I mean, I don't think it would have had that shape. It would have been kind of flattened and rounder towards the bottom. But all right, let's keep going.
All right, so we just dug that sword scabbard. I got this. I'd say that was just a hunk of metal. As you can see, it has the copper band on it, or brass band on it, where the wooden handle would go on. That looks like a gigantic machete. That's pretty cool. Actually, if I ever get any do electrolysis, this would be a good candidate for that. put the wooden handle on there, use that band that was on there already, mount that. That would look pretty cool. I'm not gonna throw this in the pouch because it's too heavy and too big and it's gonna stab me. So I'm gonna sit it next to this tree here and we're gonna keep working real slow. Let's go. All right, second find in the hole for me. Jerry's found quite a few of these, but my first one of the day. It actually has more, I wouldn't say it's completely flat, kind of has like a curve to the top, but I want to say the shank looks like it's iron and it's busted off, so and the button's actually like falling apart. Kind of weird. I'll brush it with my brush and then I'll come back and we're gonna look at it together. So there's the button. It looks like it has an iron shank on it. And I thought I saw something on the front, but I think that's just corrosion, that little bubble there. And as you can see right there where it's busting up. So pretty crude button. First one for me for the day, so we'll see if we can't get anything else. All right, so not too far from that button, gotta find a hole here. Just a piece of a harmonica reed, but it's probably about half of the reed. So you can picture them out on the front porch at the post office, waiting for the delivery to come on a horse and a wagon, out in the front porch playing their harmonica for everybody sitting out on the front porch, overlooking the river. Pretty cool. Let's keep going.
All right, Sean's got something over there. I wasn't going to show you another button signal, but this one's actually kind of unique. We don't dig a whole lot of those, but that is a ball button. I don't see any design on it, but I thought it was a round ball when I first seen it, but no, it's a ball button. See that?
Yep, it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
You find it right here?
Yeah, let me see what you got.
This actually has the wood in it still.
Oh, it sure does.
And there's a hole where they would have.
Yeah, that's interesting. So there's Sean's piece here. It's another one of those round, sharp things. Would have had wood inside of it.
And that one actually has a hole on the side where they would have connected it.
But it's pretty.
What in the heck was it?
Yeah, it's pretty crude.
Pretty odd.
Where did it come ring up at?
78. Same thing.
All right. So our sword scabber turns out to be a freaking kettle point.
Kaskaskia point.
It's a Kaskaskia point.
And it dates between 1680 and 1730.
And it's identical. Check that out.
And two of them.
Wow, dude. Congratulations.
That's nuts.
I ain't never seen anything like that come out of the ground. I mean, this is a very early site along the river. Actually, now that you mention it, there was an Indian town here not too far down from where we're at right now. Dude, that is amazing.
So I wonder if that was traded at this site.
It could have been. This could have been an old trade site, but we haven't found any coins yet.
No, not yet.
Read that part again. It talks about the point.
It's a conical point constructed of sheet copper from boat hulls, coins, and kettle brass.
We'll insert a picture right here of it. Go ahead.
They were formed by hammering kettle brass around a tapered mandrel or by cutting out a triangular preform, scoring it and folding it into a conical shape. The earlier forms of this point recovered from the Guber and Bell sites, which that's the sites they're talking about here, dated between 1680 and 1730. They had small rivet holes near the basal end through which a pin could be inserted to secure the point.
Wow. That's amazing. Congratulations, man.
The flattened sheet brass point to the left is extremely rare. No, that's not the one I have.
Wow. Man, I want one of those.
There might be more in here, dude.
Awesome. Let's keep going.
All right, so I just dug that, but wait till you see what else we found over here. I heard him yell from across the field.
That is amazing. Mine's smaller than yours.
That's exactly what that is.
Yep, we got another one, everybody. This is a Indian, what kind of point again?
Kaskaskia.
Kaskaskia point. It's made out of brass that's rolled into a point. It's arrow point, I do believe. A little smaller than his, but that's exactly what that is.
Sure is.
That's amazing, dude.
Yep.
1600s.
1630 to 1700, I think it said.
I mean, this could have very easily been, you know, like an Indian scout, maybe with an old French fur trader that come down and he had some of these on him.
Yep.
It's hard to say. Dude, this is awesome.
That's a pretty cool find.
Wow.
Not too often are you going to find Indian artifacts with a metal detector.
And this is one of the few. Now, earlier when I told Sean, I said, you know, we thought it was a scabbard, and the reason why is I thought it was that because I seen it before. I knew I seen it before. And I was watching another metal detecting channel once, and they were finding kettle points. Well, I thought it was the coolest thing that they were actually finding kettle points, arrowheads made out of brass. So I looked them up and I was reading about them, and I seen these. So when he dug that over there, I was like, man, that looks familiar. And that's why I said sword scabbard. Well, I was wrong, obviously, but I knew it looked familiar. So I told Sean, I said, hey, I think that might be like maybe a kettle point or something. He's like, I'm going to look it up. Sure enough, he looked it up, and that's what they come up as.
Yep.
They said oftentimes they would have holes in the side. This one does not. One of Sean's has a hole in the side, but that's a Kaskaskian point. That is insane.
Pretty crazy. It's named after the Indian tribe, if you're wondering how they got the name.
Oh, really?
Kaskaskia tribe.
Huh. We'll have to do some research.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it could have been a trading area between the Indians and the Europeans.
Yeah, I mean, this flat right here may have been something to do with that.
Yeah.
Dude, that's amazing.
It is. You're going to find another one.
That could be.
We found 3, so.
Look at this mess.
I know. So, got to work a little bit, man. Nice find.
Thanks, man.
All right, so Jerry's over here where he just found that kettle point. He has an 83 that's going both ways.
Right beside the kettle point is right here. We're not the Kaskaskian point. 83 both ways. I was like, you want to dig it? You want to dig it live? It's out of the hole.
It's in a plug.
All right.
Pretty shallow.
Well, everything has been fine. It's been pretty shallow.
What the heck? What is that?
Oh, it's a bullet. Damn.
We got our hoops up. It happens.
Yeah.
Next one. All right, so I'm down on this hillside. I just come up here on the flats to film this, so, you know, I'm not falling down the hill. But as you can see, I have no clue what it is. It's a big sheet of copper. As you can see, the holes in here, they pounded nails, like square nails through it to make like a screen. Now, what it was used for, I have no idea. But to be holding this and somebody was hammering square nails through there, that's pretty cool. No clue what it could have been used for, though. Straining something.
All right, I got another signal here. Dude, we might be on this. I don't know. This could be like an old trading post. I mean, we haven't found any coins. That's the only thing that makes me think that it's not. But anyways, I got another piece here that I think might be part of a musket. I'm not exactly sure. So it looks like a trigger guard, but it's got this weird thing here. I don't know. You guys will probably be able to tell me what that is. I mean, it surely does got the shape of something similar to that, but it's brass. So what do you guys think? This site's turned out to be pretty cool. Man, we just need a coin or two, that's all. Let's keep going. All
right, so I'm on the upper side, up against where the dirt was pushed down over from the machines, you know, in the modern age. I have some sort of little buckle here. I don't know if it's all here, but I'd say it is. The top looks like it's about ready to bust off, but I would say that's what it is. I'm gonna be real careful and brush it, and we're gonna come back and look at it. Okay, so that's all I'm gonna do to it, because as you can see, I already busted that off. There was a real thin piece of metal that went across there. It's some kind of buckle for a strap or something. Could be horse tack. But everything we're digging in here is old, so I'm gonna assume this is too. I think I'm gonna meander back down to where I found those points at, see if I can't dig another one. All right, so I'm on the board with a ball button. Jerry found one right up here. This one's about the same size. I checked the front, made sure there was no eagle on it, of course. But it's been a while since I found a ball button. I'll take this one. We found a couple buttons, but wasn't filming them until this one.
All right, I got something amazing here. I had to send a text to Matt, the Indian artifact guy, just to verify it, but I got another point in the hole. I'm gonna turn you around and show you what it looks like. All right, so it was in the bottom of this hole and I flipped it out. It wasn't very deep at all. I already cleaned it up a little bit, but there it is. I sent him a message. I said, hey, I said, is this a coincidence that this was shaped like an arrowhead? He said, what's it made out of? I said, brass or copper, one of the two. He said, no, absolutely not. And he said that was nuts. Another point, there's no doubt that that is going to be an old Indian, probably an old village or an old trading post of some kind. Amazing. We also found some pieces of copper too, or brass, that they probably snipped into pieces to make the kettle points. So unbelievable. All right, well, Sean left about, I don't know, half an hour ago, and I told him, I said, I'm gonna dig here a little bit longer. I'm gonna find one more good tone, I think, and I just found it. Let me show you what I got here. I got this deep hole. I was digging a tone, it turned out to be iron, but then I was digging deep because I noticed, let me just turn you around and show you. All right, so right there I was digging this hole, and I noticed that this is all burn pit material. I was hoping I was going to get into some glass, so I created a nice little pile right here to the right. I hit it with a detector just to see, and I got a nice 79 signal in there, and I popped out a coin out of the bottom of this hole. I couldn't believe it. Let's look at it. I cleaned it off a little bit. It's in great condition, I do believe. Ooh, it's nice and fat. Oh, it's an Indian. 1 cent, and I see a shield on it, so let's flip it. As fat as that is, I'm gonna say it's 1860s, so let me clean it up and I'll come right back. All right, there it is, 1860 on the nose. That's one of the earliest, nicest ones I've ever found. All right, everybody, what a sight this turned out to be. Early 1860s map didn't let us down. I really feel there was some kind of a trading post here. This river has a lot of history. We'll definitely be back. So if you guys like this content, make sure you like and subscribe and check out some of these videos here. We'll see you next week.
All right, so we just dug the sword. What, scabbard? Scabbard? Scabbard.